Joining us from Abuja is the Honorable Minister of Environment, Dr. Mohammed Mahmoud, who was there at Madrid fronting Nigerian interest there. We're glad to have you join us now, Minister for Environment. Can you talk to Nigerians at this point as to what resolutions were made? What is Nigeria's takeaway ultimately from the Madrid or the Spain or the Spanish summit?
One of the resolutions is a kind of a new declaration on children, youth, and climate action. It was kind of an intergovernmental resolution which was endorsed by a lot of countries. Nigeria endorsed that it be looked further and see where we can get to certain an agreement, maybe up to the signing of some kind of pact. But at this point, it was a mention that the climate action fight must go all the way across. Everybody must join the climate fight. Another thing that Nigeria got away with from that, we met with several funding agencies. One of them, NDC partnership, the Islamic Development Bank. We met with the European Investment Bank. These are agencies that fund green projects, and we have some kind of understanding. We will put some kind of proposals on the most pressing issues, which is basically the NDC that we're also talking about, that will reduce emission and curtail also additional emission into the atmosphere. So these are some of the things. We have had some meetings with my counterparts, one from the Nigerian government, the Minister of Environment from Niger. I also sat briefly with the Minister of Environment from Japan. We had some kind of understanding to look at areas of collaboration and cooperation. This is a fight, an issue that requires all hands on deck, and Nigeria is there very visibly.
All right. When it comes to the move and the resolution to reduce emissions, can you talk to us, General? What are the tangible strategies, or what are the activities the government of Nigeria is going to be involved with now in reducing the emissions?
Well, one of the ways, of course, cleaner energy, and to this regard, the government is focusing on some solar ways of producing energy, one of them through the energizing education, where a number of federal universities have already been energized with solar power, which is, we know, zero emission. It's one of the green projects. We are also looking at a number of recycling plants, whether it's plastic, metal, or general waste. These are all ways that you can reduce emission, produce clean energy, and at the same time reduce pressure on our natural resources by using recycled material, where you produce, you recycle, and these days we have what we call the linear economy. Circular economy. Instead of the usual production, consumption, and disposal, we now have plants. For example, our solid waste management recycling plants, which we have just commissioned one in Karu, Nasarawa State. We have a number of them that are pending. They have been completed. We are just simply waiting to commission those. There is one in Ekiti, one in Kogi. We have a metal scrap recovery and recycling plant in Rivers. These are all ready for commissioning. What this does is it reduces the amount of emission, like I said, from going deep into rigorous use of existing resources. So these are some of the ways that the government is taking steps to make sure that we reduce emission. Also, use of spent oil. These are also ways that you can reduce, again, how much energy you put into how much time you take to produce fresh new product from fresh natural resources.
All right. Are there time frames fixed or stipulated for some of these in order to guide the strategy towards ensuring that they are effective when it comes to the percentages of emissions that Nigeria wants to reduce within a period of time? Are there strategies like that? Can you make us understand?
Sorry, the first part of the question, are there what?
I'm asking, are there time frames fixed to which a percentage of emissions should be reduced?
Time frame?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. We pledge to reduce our emission by 20% by next year, 2020, unconditionally. This is something that we can achieve. And at the same time, we can reduce up to 45% conditionally, meaning with the help of the international organizations or international community by the year 2030. So we do have, yes, time frame and quantity of emission that we want to reduce.
All right. Now, with all of this, one other very strong factor is Nigerians understanding what all these things are when it comes to their contribution and how to own the process and also assist. What strategies are there to create awareness for Nigerians to understand and complement what the government and what you want to do?
Sorry, can you come again?
All right, if you can hear me, Dr. Mahmoud.
Catch the question.
If you can hear me now, I'm asking, Dr. Mahmoud, can you hear me now? If you can hear me, I'm asking, when it comes to making Nigerians understand, creating awareness, can you make us understand what strategies are there to create awareness amongst Nigerians with all of the strategies you're talking about? Okay, I understand the line has gone down with the connection to the Minister of Environment, Dr. Mohammed Mahmoud. Okay, I understand he's back on now. Dr. Mahmoud, it's good to have you back now. I'm asking what strategies you have to create awareness amongst Nigerians with all of the strategies that you have brought back from Spain.
We have upgraded our website where we can put a lot of information for Nigerians to go onto that website and get. And at the same time, we are also undertaking some steps to educate the people, of course, through the electronic print media and all that. And we are involving the youth. This is one of the best ways that we feel we can get our messages across on the fight against climate change. Very soon we'll be holding a national youth hub which will bring all the youth from across the country and discuss about climate change. Climate change is something that, like I said earlier, involves everybody. At this point, we feel the youth can play a tremendous role in getting the information and getting the awareness across to the people. Not only that, also Mr. President has also pledged to include the youth in governance pertaining to climate change. This is a strategy that we feel can bring a lot of impact and reduce, again, emission and get us where we want to get to as far as climate fight is concerned.
All right, before I let you go, Honorable Minister for Environment, one troubling thing amongst Nigerians when it comes to the environment is the pollution in the Niger Delta, where a lot of people have been impacted over so many years and so many decades. What are the strategies for the Ogoni cleanup and other cleanup within the Niger Delta to ensure that people there live healthy lives?
Well, first of all, let me say this issue of Ogoni cleanup has been lingering for years. It has been just a story, a mirage, but thank God that President Muhammadu Buhari, when he came into power, he made mention, even during the campaign promises, he mentioned the cleanup. And voila, it has become a reality, but not just reality, but actuality, because I visited the Ogoni cleanup area. A number of sites have been cleaned. In fact, some have already been remediated. There are 21 sites right now, contaminated sites, that have been remediated. Another 36 are coming on board. And to show the seriousness of this cleanup, it was UNEP, the United Nations Environment Program, that was given the job of delineating, assessing, actually doing the environmental impact assessment of that area. And Mr. President made it clear that we follow that clean-up recommendations to the letter, and that is exactly what is happening. So it is going on. In addition to that, there's also a program called Livelihood, where again another UN agency, UNITA, is conducting training of the people in the Ogoni area to teach them how to go about doing business of agriculture, aquaculture, and poultry. These are all ways of creating livelihood and at the same time empowering the people. The cleanup has provided and still providing a lot of jobs to the people of that area. So it is going on and going on strong. We are keeping track and reviewing to make sure it's done and is done well.
All right, Minister for Environment, Dr. Mohammed Mahmoud, thank you for talking to TVC Breakfast.